Hello, welcome to this exciting new episode. In this episode, we'll talk about Lumion. Lumion is a 3D software built for architects and landscape designers. It helps us make quick, realistic views of our 3D model while by adding environment, material, lighting, and stuffs like that. And by adding animation and all, we can also record videos and all. So let's just get started. So for to create a new file, we have this create new option, and to work on the existing project which we already imported in the Lumion, we have this load option over here. So we'll go to the create new. So in this there are a few options of like winter environment and suburban and beach environment and all, mountains and all. So we'll just go to plain. It depends on the environment we want basically. So we'll go with the plain environment. Here there are several options, and this is the rendering output option. So we'll start with importing, like placing. So while placing, we can select what do we want to place, like trees and people, cars, objects. So we'll just import the model. So this asks us about the basic detail. Will be okay, and we'll place the model. So you can use your mouse to scroll, and you can use the key W, S, D and A for like movement, and the right click on the mouse will help you to navigate, like move your camera, and these keys will help you move forward, backward, right or left. So we have imported the model. So now I'll go in materials. By placing material, you just have to select the material which you want, the object or the surface you want to put material. So I'll just select this one. So by selecting that, it will ask us what kind of material it is, like for outdoor, indoor or various, like the natural environment. So natural objects. So we'll go with outdoor. Then there are several options like bricks, concrete, glass and all. So we'll just quickly select concrete and just give yeah. So by double clicking it, you'll get to a panel which allows you to edit the texture on the surface. So by adding color, like whichever color you want, you can just go through it and select it by the surface activity, like uh, the depth of the surface. It can help you create more realistic views. Then there is this another. By clicking this right over here, the materials will be placed. You can also re-edit it by selecting it and scale the whole material. You can add displacement, glossiness, reflectivity. It depends on the material which you're using. For example, if I'm selecting glass, then I'll just Go back to the material library and select pure glass. I can adjust the reflectivity, transparency, glossiness. Now, the then the second part is placement. So we have several options like adding nature, adding people. There are two kind of people. Like one is walking, and the other one is still. In the next detailed video about the animation, I'll explain more about what the difference is. There are several animals and all. It's kind of good. Then there's an option of placing car. By pressing R, you can select the direction of the object, how you want to place. So I'll just place it quickly here. And there is this option of lighting, which is for detailed rendering. And so by selecting the object, for example human, so I'll go to select, but I won't be able to select the particular object. Like for example, I cannot select the tree, so I have to go to this specific area and select that. Then I'll be able to select the particular object. Again, for example, if I place multiple objects and I want to select them all like together, I won't be able to select them together, but by pressing Ctrl and dragging it, I can select them together. By selecting them, I can have few options like I can scale them, I can rotate them, so yeah, I can also move them like vertically or horizontally or move freely, like you can just move it around however I want. So yeah, by we also have this column right here which allows us to edit the particular object, set and change the color of it. So this sort of helps us to place the objects whatever the object is. Then this helps us selecting the object, and this helps us to rotate the object, scale the object, and delete the objects. Along with that, while placing everything and applying the specific materials, uh, uh, we can, when we're sort of done with our rendering, we have this option of rendering, like photograph. So this will sort of display the monitor of the photo or the screen, which is gonna be like which is the frame of our photograph. We can adjust the focal length, so we'll just quickly adjust it. By pressing E and Q in this window, we can drag the camera height and all very quickly. So it sort of helps us to quickly navigate in the model, which is kind of cool. So by clicking store camera, it will sort of click a view. Then we can add some textures by selecting one of these, like for example 2 point perspective. I've added that. Then I'll add realistic. So this will basically add the environment here, sunlight and all. I can adjust the sky, the shadows. I can control the brightness of the sky, the overall brightness. Then there are a few other options as well. It can also create something like which is not exactly a realistic view, but it gives you a glimpse of the design. It helps you to. There are a few several options, but so we'll select this one and we'll quickly grab another view. And there's this feature where after setting everything, all the effects and all, we can just copy these effects. We can also load them for, like, we can save the effects for our other projects where we feel like, okay, I need this kind of environment, so we can save it for later. We can delete all the effects that we have created. Then this can be used to load the effect that we have already saved before. So we'll just copy the effect, we'll go to the other camera and we'll paste it. So these were the basics of Lumion. We'll go back to the also we have this 3D grass, which is kind of cool. Is it adds a material which is 3D, like you can control the length of the grass, the curliness, gravity force. It's kind of cool. It 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 adds more reality to the model. So yeah, this was the basics of Lumion. Also, there are a few other options as well. Just like I forgot to mention, while placing the objects, you also have other options of placing, like mass placement. So this allows you to place multiple objects just by selecting. So it is kind of cool. So you have to add whatever you like in this list, mass placement list, and it will add it over here. So just quickly add view, so you can adjust it. You can add number of items, how many do you want, the directions, sizes. The spacing, and the offset from the line, like how random do you want it. It can be used for any object you want to place, and when you're done you just have to press OK. Every object that we place has a specific different kind of scenario. So let's just talk about the cars. So cars have the option of turning on the headlights, the color of the car, the quality of the paint, no. So this was the basics of Lumion.